there's anything you can't handle, boss.
I don't really know what to expect.
Hey, that makes sense, boss. You haven't been here for very long, after all.
I wasn't really looking to become the overboss of Nuka World, but I might as well enjoy the benefits of my position.
Makes sense to me.
I didn't choose this. I was just trying not to be killed by a maniac in power armor.
I guess any one of us would have done the same thing in your situation. Well, I'm sure you've got more important stuff to do than talk to me. Or were you here to pick something up?
What have you got?
A little bit of everything, really. General supplies, some components, that kind of thing. So, what can I get for you?
Sure. Let's take a look.
Right away, boss.
Like the other two, she also has an impressive inventory. The unique thing on her inventory are 2 smart fragmentation grenades. These are the only 2 in the entire game. We can't craft them, we can't find them anywhere else, and if we buy them, Shelby never restocks them. The only unique thing about the smart fragmentation grenade is that they can't harm the sole survivor. Even after throwing it, you could stand directly on top of it and not take any damage. Aside from that, she has a decent stock of ammunition. She, like Caitlin, also has a great selection of scrap shipments. To the left of Shelby, we find our first Star Core lying on a table. We need to collect as many of these as we can in order to complete a quest at the Galactic Zone, but we'll cover that soon. To the right of Shelby is Mackenzie Bridget.
Hi.
Oh, hello, boss. Congratulations on taking out Coulter. I'm, sure you'll do great.
Why would you congratulate me? It's not like you're free to go.
Well, to be honest, I don't know you like Thomas.
I'm still trying to figure out if I even want this gig.
That's understandable, but whether you want it or not, the job is yours.
Hey, show some more enthusiasm when you say that.
No offense intended. I know it's a tough job.
You're damn right. This is my show now.
Sorry I'm so nervous. I didn't mean any disrespect, boss. I just don't know where I stand with you, and I don't want to end up pissing you off. That, well, I'd be lying if I said we weren't all wondering how you plan to run the place. I mean, this is your show now. You can do anything you want. You can run Nuka World just like Coulter. Business as usual, or you could, well, you know, get rid of the Raiders if you don't exactly agree with how they're running the place.
Now, she has 2 responses depending on how we answer her here. She completely clams up and shuts down if we choose either of the following.
Wow. This is the first time I've ever watched someone dig their own grave.
Okay, I get it, boss. Just take it easy.
How dare you suggest something like that? I should have you shot.
Okay, I get it, boss. Just take it easy. There's no need to get angry. Just forget I said anything, okay?
However, she feels confident enough to continue talking if we choose either of the following options. Choose either of the following.
Are you out of your mind?
Just hear me out.
Well, I admit, I didn't like being roped into this job in the first place.
Then this might be your chance to make some changes around here.
The only bad
Gangs that call this place home are already at each other's throats. Now, you could risk your own neck and try to keep them from tearing each other apart, or you could do the right thing and put them in the ground. When it's all said and done, you're still running this place from your fancy
Definitely
house
Alec.
on the mountain over there. Except now, you won't have to sleep with a gun under your pillow.
We could always shut her down again, which causes her to clam up.
You keep talking like this, you're the one that's gonna end up in the ground.
Okay, I get it, boss.
Or we can consider her plan.
I'd have to kill all of them.
No, of course not.
I don't really know what I want to do yet.
Of course, I understand. Still taking it all in.
I'm not making any promises, but I'll keep it in mind.
It's your call, boss. If you're serious about this, then you'll have to take down the leaders of the gangs. That means putting a bullet into Nisha, Mason, Mags, and Mags's brother, William. Once you do that, the gangs will collapse and Nuka Town goes back to being a free trading post. I should, probably stop talking about this out here. Just keep what I said in mind. Anyway, I'm the closest thing to a doctor around here. I treat everyone, raider, trader, or traveler alike. Got some medical supplies, too, if you're looking for those.
With that, we begin the quest, Open Season. And to complete it, we have to kill all of the raider bosses. By completing this quest, we gain the good ending to Nuka World. But we reap much greater rewards by working with the raiders for as long as possible. So we'll put off doing this quest until much later. Mackenzie works as the
You're
only
gonna knock
Nuka
me
World
dead.
doctor.
Doctor?
You think?
How did you end up in
Absolutely.
this place? Now
Well,
get ready
it's a bit
and
of a story.
stop hogging the mirror.
I used to live at a settlement west of here. We got hit by Coulter and his gang back when he had one. It was a tough fight. We killed some of theirs, they killed some of ours. There were wounded on both sides, but nobody could get to them. I called out for a ceasefire on the condition that I'd see to their injuries as well as ours. Saved a few lives that day, including Coulter's. When he set up this place, he came back for me. Said if I came along,
Such a cute
he'd make
nose.
sure his guys wouldn't hit our settlement again. Now this place is my home.
Next to her is Maddox, a chem vendor.
Looking to chill out or get fired up? Either way, I got what you need. Well, well. It's the highest and mightiest herself. How can I be of service?
What have you got?
The medicine you need to set yourself free. I've got chems of all kinds for you, boss. Just tell me what you need.
I'll take a look. Sure.
My pleasure.
Despite being the only chem vendor here, he doesn't have a very large selection of chems. We'll likely find more simply by scavenging Nuka Town. In the middle of the marketplace, we see stalls and displays of scrap laid out, but no vendors manning them. And above these, we see a catwalk stretching the entire marketplace. Here we find Nuka World raiders patrolling, making sure that these traders stay at their posts. As we leave, we find a final named slave repairing some sort of pipe named Chip Morse.
Hey there, boss. You
You've
really
such
laid a
strong
beat down on
cheekbones.
Coulter. That was something. Guess that means his big plans for the park died with him.
Big plans, huh? Did that include getting killed in his own arena?
Well, of course not, boss.
How about you tell me about these big plans, and I'll decide if they're worth pursuing.
Whatever you say, boss.
Keep talking, or I'll beat it out of you instead.
No need for that, boss. I'll tell you everything I know.
If there's a chance that Coulter's plans could get this place back on track, I'm interested.
Whatever you say, boss. Back when Coulter first took over, he had big ideas. And he made some big promises. His plan was to get the power plant back online and light up the whole park, making it easier to conquer and safer for all of us. We could have done it too, but things
So
changed.
handsome.
Slowed down. Coulter stopped pushing, stopped caring so much.
Why did he stop caring? Did something happen?
Some of the gangs were guessing he got too comfortable, but I don't really know.
Sounds like he just got comfortable.
Not my place to say. But I've heard some of that talk in the gangs.
Coulter was weak, and now he's gone. Doesn't matter what he wanted.
You're right, boss.
Looking good.
Park's yours
If I
now.
Say so myself.
Doesn't matter what he wanted.
I think Coulter was onto something. Having full power in the park would make everything easier.
Yeah, life would be a little better for everyone, right? Well, I'm just a trader, so I know my opinion doesn't count for anything. But I still think it's a good plan. Hell, I might even give those poor bastards out in Dry Rock Gulch a fighting chance.
What poor bastards are you talking about?
Back when the raiders took over, some of us, the traders who were here before, I mean, got away. Last I heard, those folks were holed up in Dry Rock Gulch. They're probably struggling. If they're alive at all.
Another fine
You think you
product
follow
of
through
General
on Coulter's
Atomics
plan?
International.
Get the juice flowing again?
You seem pretty well.
Time to be evil.
Ah, good morning, sir. Your coffee. 173.5 degree Fahrenheit. Room 2.
Thanks, Codsworth.
Of course, sir. Enjoy your coffee, sir. I'll be sweeping up the floors later.
How can someone so small drink so much? Looks like the milk got delivered. Saddle up Salisbury steak. Graded A+. Nuka-Cola. Ice cold.
Oh, sounds like someone made a sticky. I shall attend to young Shaw.
You know, I was nervous at first, but Coulter is really good with Sean.
Bunch of our old holotape recordings.
Can you get that? It's...
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying.
Oh, no worries, sir. No worries at all. I'm not selling anything. Not today. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
I'm here now.
So you are. So you are. Now, I know you're a busy fellow, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family's service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
But there's room for my entire family, right?
Of course, of course. Minus your robot nature. In fact, you're already cleared for entrance. It's just a matter of verifying some information. Don't want there to be any holdups in the unforeseen event.
Sure, let's do it.
Splendid! Splendid. Now, let's see.
What do we want our name to be?
Wonderful.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind. That's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
Knuckles off center.
Sir,
Sugar
Sean
bombs,
has been
100% daily value of sugar.
Ah, fan looks very nice.
I think he needs some of that paternal affection you seem to be so good at.
You heard Codsworth. Go on.
Oh, we got Wonder Glue.
Wonder what Sean will grow up to be.
How are the two most important men in my life doing? Spin the mobile a bit. He loves that. Hey, how's my little guy? Much better now, huh? Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
And do what exactly?
Sir, Mum, you should come and see this.
Codsworth? What's wrong?
Followed by flashes, blinding flashes. Sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation.
What?
We seem to have lost
What
contact
did he
with our
say?
affiliate stations. We do have coming in. That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York.
Oh, shit.
Pennsylvania, God.
Oh my god.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
Bye, family.
Let's go.
Residents of Sanctuary
Keep going.
Hills, if you are registered, evacuate to Vault 111 immediately.
Hi, friends.
Hey there.
Oh my god, oh my god!
Residents of Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered, evacuate to Vault 111 immediately.
We'll try to the coast! That's gotta be far enough!
Just help me pack it up.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered,
luggage!
It'll be all I have left.
Hey,
We're coming! Don't close the vault without us!
All vault participants, check in at the gate. The gate to the vault is that way, sir.
That's absurd! I
Not
am
on the
Vault
list.
Tech.
You don't get
I'm
in.
going in. You can't stop me. Okay. I'm reporting this!
If you're in the program, step forward. Otherwise, return home. Stuck out here.
We're gonna die out here!
Are you registered?
We need to get in. We're on the list.
Infant, adult male, adult female.
They can't
Okay,
treat us
go
like
ahead.
this. I'm an American citizen.
Good luck, ma'am.
excuse me.
God help
You
us all.
can't just leave us out here.
Hey there.
They have no right to keep us out.
Are you in the vault program? They're not letting anyone else in.
Why don't they let us in? Who cares if we're
You
on the
two,
list?
follow me. Come on.
What's gonna happen to all those people outside
We're
the
doing
gate?
everything we can. Now keep moving. Step on the platform in the center.
All right, that's it. Send it down.
Almost there. We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of
We
you.
love you too.
Oh my god!
Now! Send it down now!
Hold on.
Can't this thing move faster?
Oh god!
Bomb go boom boom.
We did it. We made it.
What's going on?
We're okay.
Everyone, please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111. A better future underground.
So we just...
Yeah, cunt.
Yes, up the stairs.
Welcome to your new home. Head inside.
Minute later.
Just up the stairs there.
Wait,
hey there.
No.
Up
Don't
the
get caught up
stairs.
thinking about that. You're safe now.
Hey.
Everyone, just head up these stairs and through the
goddamn
door
nuke.
there.
New residents, please proceed in an orderly fashion. Welcome.
Well, hello there. Once we seal the vault, we'll all be getting to know
This
each
way,
other.
sweet.
Good.
Excuse me.
Just step over to the table. Okay. Welcome.
Hey there.
Pick
Sir?
up a suit right over there.
Just this way. Move along.
Levels are
Nothing
good.
to see here.
Running
You're
right
fat.
over there. All very routine.
Hey there.
Everything's fine. Scans are normal. Good.
Over there. Take a suit.
Yeah, looks fine.
Excuse me.
We've been waiting forever.
Take a vault seat, then head down the hall.
Joke. Vault Tech. What a joke.
Hey there.
There's some problem with our luggage. They're telling us to wait. Sorry about my wife. She's on a tear.
Excuse me.
Vault Tech. What a joke.
Thanks. What
Just
now?
follow the doctor here. He'll show you where to go.
All right, you three. Follow me.
Excuse me.
It's down the hallway right there.
See? This is our new home.
Oh, you're gonna love it here. This is one of our most advanced facilities.
One vault suit. Now
Not that
just
the others
head
aren't
down the
great,
hall.
mind you. It's gone. Our home. Everything we had.
Mother and father down in D.C.
How long do you think we'll be down here?
Oh, we'll be going over all that in orientation. Just a few medical items we have to get through first.
The vault suit is designed to be fashionable as well as comfortable.
Prepared for the future, right?
Such a lovely family you have. I hope you'll see this as your new home.
Hon?
We made it.
Hey.
Vault Tech is here
Just
for you.
step in here
Just follow
and
your
put
guide.
your vault suit on. The pod will decontaminate and depressurize you before we head deeper in the vault. Just relax.
Time for a whole new life.
Resident secure. Occupant vitals normal. Procedure complete. In 5.
Oh, I doesn't have one neck. He doesn't have one sore neck. Good. Baby. You're about to witness some domestic violence, real?
Cryogenic
Ew.
This is the one. Here.
Open it. Everything's gonna be fine.
Come here. Come here. No, I got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna tell you once.
I'm not giving you stuff.
Get the kid out of here. Let's go. At least we still have the backup.
No, you. Wifey got shot. Very sad moment. Oh well though. Who really cares? Just a wife.
Cryogenic bay. All residents must vacate immediately.
Come on! There has to be a release! Come on, come on, come on! Oh, God!
I'll find who did this, and I'll get Sean back. I promise. Useless.
Malfunction in emergency exit door override. Please contact Vault-Tec maintenance representative for service. Critical failure. Cryogenic.
Giant roaches? What the hell? What happened here? Where is everyone? Gotta keep moving. Don't need sleep. Not now. Slept enough. Gotta find the terminal.
Vault door cycling sequence initiated. Please stand back. Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
Codsworth.
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Codsworth? You're still here. So, other people could still be alive too.
But of course I'm still here. Surely you don't think a little radiation could deter the pride of General Atomics International? But you seem the worse for wear. Best not let the wife see you in that state, Where is the missus, by the way?
They came into the vault. Maybe you saw them, armed,
wearing strange outfits.
Only Miss Rosa's boy running around in his Halloween costume. More than a week early. I swear, the nerve of that woman leaving her brat unsupervised. Ha ha, not like this family, sir. You and the missus have always been such a responsible couple. Where is she, by the by?
They killed her.
Sir, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction. Yes, a distraction to calm this dire mood. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades.
He's gone. God.
It's worse than I thought. Your son...
200 years? What? Are you?
A bit over 210, actually, sir. Or give or take a little. The Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack? You must be famished.
Codsworth, you're acting... Uh-huh.
Oh, sir, it's been... I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Oh, nothing! Don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car! How do you polish rust?
Stay with me, pal.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape.
Thank you, Codsworth.
You're welcome. Now, enough feeling. Shall we search the neighborhood together? This is a young man.
All right.
Proud to serve, sir. This should be fun. Plug it on. What's all this then?
Hey, Codsworth.
Here but a few flies. Wait. My senses are picking up movement in another house. Follow me, sir. Don't worry. My search.
If I only had a bobby pin.
Full alert. Ouch! Picking up hostile life signs. Ooh! None. Everyone's still alive. Sir, your family isn't here either. They're really gone.
Uh-huh. Happened? This whole thing was a waste of time.
I only wanted to help, sir. But maybe you could try Concord. I've seen people in that area, and they're only slightly heavily armed.
I like these people already.
Oh, good. Maybe you'll get along then, and they can help you find young Sean. I shall remain here and secure the home front.
Imagine watching the stream. Nah. Oh well.
that we get to experience in Fallout 4 is an environment where anything is possible. From legions of centuries-old zombies to extraterrestrial invaders, when you're in this game, expect the unexpected. One of the many ways Bethesda tries to keep the player in Fallout 4 on their toes is through the use of what we call random encounters. Random encounters are randomly selected experiences that the game may throw at us when we're traversing the ashes. They can range from simple raider ambushes to high-stakes hostage situations, and help keep playthroughs feeling fresh. Not all encounters are equal, though. Some are particularly rare to come across, or otherwise extremely interesting, and deserving of some more attention. So, kick back, pop open that ice-cold bottle of Nuka-Cola, and relax, as we dive right into 5 more random encounters you may have missed in Fallout 4. Starting off, our first random encounter can only be experienced in the wastelands surrounding the Nuka World amusement park. Here, whilst wandering the artificial deserts, the sole survivor has an ever so small chance to stumble upon the corpses of a few raiders, specifically gang members belonging to the Pack. The Pack has a reputation for their brutality and barbarism, so the fact that something must have taken out an entire squad of them before leaving without a trace is reason enough to pique one's interest. Well, at first there doesn't seem to be an explanation. One of the bodies will be a unique named raider, Wayland. In his inventory will be a holotape, titled The Test, that describes what led to this team's demise. Evidently, Wayland was a member of the Pack with aspirations of rising through the gang's ranks. However, believed he wasn't being given a fair shot to prove himself, nor the respect that he deserved. So, he gathered some men and devised a plan that would prove his worth once and for all. I'll let Wayland do the rest of the talking.
I hate Mason, but everyone else loves him. He's so alpha, they say. He's so an asshole, that's what I say. Tells me to know my place when all I'm doing is trying to help. How the hell am I supposed to prove myself when he has me babysitting slave cages all day? I'm taking my own pack out, and we're gonna take down a Deathclaw. Let's see what the breeder has to say when I drop that thing's head in his lap. Who's alpha now, bitch? Can't wait. Can't wait for what? What? Nothing. Tell over you. Ah, shit. Just get out of here.
It seems this overly ambitious Pack member thought taking down a Deathclaw would show his tribe that he wasn't going to be pushed around. And he even subtly suggests challenging its chief, Mason, for the position of leader. Alas, clearly Wayland and his group bit off a bit more than they could chew. And as a result, got parts of themselves bitten off and chewed upon by the very creature they hoped to hunt. I don't mean to put him down, but maybe there was a reason why his tribe wasn't giving him so much responsibility. Next on our list, we have a rather heart-tugging tale, centering around an irradiated man's best friend. After the player has surpassed level 20, while beating around the Badlands, one may hear a weeping canine in the distance. If that sound is followed, you'll be led to a wounded dog. Despite looking like a typical mongrel, this four-legged friend won't be hostile. In fact, the good boy won't be moving around much at all. Further examination within Bats reveals that his right legs are heavily damaged. When and if approached, a dialogue wheel will open up, and you can attempt to calm the creature down, and even offer some help in the form of a stiff pack. If you choose to do this, and administer said medical assistance, not only will the creature's legs heal up, but the sole survivor will also be given the chance to name the dog as well, and it'll follow you around, acting as a follower for a brief few minutes, almost as if it's showing its gratitude before wandering off. That said, assuming you opted to give the wounded dog a stiff pack, this won't be the last we see of him, as this random encounter is one that keeps on giving, and later on in the game, throughout your playthrough, he'll occasionally make appearances and aid you in combat, or just follow you around for a little while before walking off once again. To my knowledge, so long as he isn't killed, there's no limit to how many times this pup can return. It's all left up to chance. So, if you're lucky in your travels and stumble upon this adorable canine, make sure you help a four-legged friend out. He'll do his best to repay the favor. Coming in at number 3, not all of Fallout 4's stories have as happy of endings as the one we just saw. Nowhere is such a fact more evident than in this particular random encounter. As one of the experiences the savior of the Commonwealth may find themselves in the middle of is nothing other than a funeral service. A priest and a small group of settlers can be found surrounding a grave at an appropriate checkpoint. As we approach, it'll appear the assembly is just wrapping up. The priest will make some closing remarks, before requesting each of the attendees say some last words. I'll just let you guys listen to the whole thing for yourselves.
We commit our friend, Blake, to the earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. May he find peace with the Lord. Amen. Would anyone like to say anything before we move on?
Blake was a great guy, and an even better friend. He was taken from us too soon. He won't be forgotten.
Blake, I hope you know how I felt about you. Even if I couldn't say it to your face. Now you're gone. It seems too late. But I love you.
Marcus, do you have anything to say?
This is stupid. People die every day. I don't understand why. Understand? God, why did it have to be him, huh? Why wasn't it me? I'm the asshole of the group. I'm the one had it coming, not him. Not Blake. I'm sorry, guys. I miss him so much.
We all miss him, Marcus.
He was the best of all of us.
Thanks, guys. I'm okay now. Really, I am.
Okay. That's it. There's nothing else we can do now. Time to move on.
Clearly, these people are all mourning the loss of someone who is very close to them all, and each is handling it differently. It's a depressing scene, one that reminds us this chaotic world takes a toll on many, a reality someone like our character should already be too familiar with. We can't interact with this group much beyond listening in on their service, so I suppose the only thing left to do is move on and allow them to grieve. Or I suppose the player can also just murder everybody to death and steal their things. For fourth spot, we have yet another pile of raider bodies that we can randomly happen upon. Though these will be generic raiders, unaffiliated with Nuka World, typically found on the roads of the Commonwealth. It's possible to find the remains of 2 to 3 raiders mysteriously lying on the ground. At first, it's not immediately clear what happened to this small group. However, further inspection of the corpses will reveal that one of the raiders will have 5 food paste items in their inventory, as well as a letter titled Intervention Note. When opened, it reads as follows. Quote, Hank, you've been eating a lot of that food paste we got from that Suffolk school. It's affecting you. Like, in a real bad way, man. You've been flying off the handle at every little thing. Always have this crazy look in your eyes. Heck, during that last farm raid, you even shot up a couple of runners. We don't kill them when they're fleeing, man. We're better than that. I know this stuff tastes great, but is it really worth all this? I mean, I had to write this down because I'm scared you'd shoot me in the face if I said anything in person. We're your friends. We just don't want to see you go down the wrong path. Just drop the paste, man. End quote. Now, the paste in question this note describes, and on the raider's corpse, is the same pink food paste found at Suffolk County Charter School. You see, prior to the Great War, that school's corrupt principal secretly agreed to accept government money in exchange for swapping out all of the school's food for a strange paste as a part of an experiment. The paste ultimately proved unpopular with Suffolk's faculty and students, who complained about the taste and texture, as well as began to develop behavior problems. Ultimately, the onset of the Great War prevented the experiment from lasting more than just a few weeks. However, evidently, hundreds of years later, this here raider must have visited the charter school's ruins and tried the paste for himself. developing an addiction and going mad. His fellow bandits seemingly tried to intervene and help their friend out, to no avail. We can't be sure how all of them here died, but more than likely, shortly after giving their buddy the intervention note, he probably lost it and attacked. In the ensuing battle, the entire gang was wiped out. So, remember, someone offers you some strange pink food paste? Just say no. And finally, last on our list, speaking of raiders and food, Gruul is a unique villain the player can cross paths with randomly on roads and trails. He offers no dialogue, and in true raider fashion, will attack on sight. But other than his name, it will quickly become obvious that there are a couple of things different about this post-apocalyptic barbarian. For one, his headwear preference is a bit odd for the type of person he is. He's not wearing a helmet or mask, but instead a chef's hat of all things. And after you've defeated him, within his inventory you can loot a piece of paper titled Gruul's List. When opened, you'll realize that it's a grocery list. Few dozen pounds of Yao Guai meat, half dozen Deathclaw eggs, Mirelurk meat, soft shell only, beer, lots, a cup of glowing one blood. What they don't know won't hurt him. It's clear what's going on. He's trying to get things to cook dinner for his raider gang. Also on his body will be some of those very ingredients mentioned on the shopping list. So, when you met him, the dude was basically out running errands. It's kind of hilarious to imagine people as cruel and vicious as raiders can also see themselves as chefs and gourmet cooks in this horrific new world. I'd argue that it's even somewhat humanizing. Alas, Gruul still attacks us on sight, and Adam knows what he's done to others. So it's probably for the best that we put him down. But still, I'll only do it begrudgingly. And with that, we are going to wrap up. 5 more random encounters you may have missed in Fallout 4. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Which of these fascinating world interactions did you find to be the most interesting? And which encounter should I tackle next? Leave a comment down below. As always, like ratings are very much appreciated. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Peace out, everyone.
The Gunners are one of the most powerful factions in the game. Of all of the enemies that you encounter, aside from the factions you can actually join, the Gunners are the most organized, the most powerful, have the best weapons and armor, and pose the greatest threat. Once you complete the primary quest in this story, the Gunners really become your most powerful enemy. All the other factions have been decimated, but the Gunners remain. But there are a lot of questions we have about the Gunners that the game does not answer. Where did they come from? How do they recruit? What is their goal? With this video, I'm going to attempt to answer those questions based on the evidence that we find in the game. Gunners distinguish themselves from raiders in many different ways. That said, Gunners have a clear hierarchy. Each of the Gunner enemies that you encounter will have his or her own rank. Gunner squadrons are led by a field commander. But all of these leaders report back to Captain Wes. Captain Wes is the leader of the Gunner force in the Commonwealth. His base of operations is in the former Galaxy News Network building south of Boston, now called Gunner's Plaza. But he is not the highest ranked Gunner mentioned in the game. We'll get to that in a minute. Gunners don't use chems. Gunners have very different motives from raiders. Raiders are motivated by addiction, by bloodlust and power. Gunners have much more practical motivations. Raiders are dependent upon the wealth of settlers and traders. They earn their loot by killing settlers and traders. They get their kicks by kidnapping, torturing, and murdering scavengers. If all of the traders, scavengers, and wastelanders were to die, the raiders would crumble. They would no longer have a source of wealth, because they don't actually produce anything themselves. They completely ignore pre-war technology and instead are obsessed with caps. The Gunner strategy is a long-term one. They're not concerned with settlers, scavengers, and wastelanders. They're happy to leave you alone, not because they're altruistic, not because they're good, but because killing you is a waste of ammunition.
Came across a civilian looking for help. He was already shot, so I left him to die. Not worth the bullet.
Gunners will warn you if you get too close.
Area's off limits. Stop. Turn around. Lock and load. Headshot. Receiving end.
They'll then walk towards you, and if you do not back down and retreat, only then will they attack. You must appear to be a threat to them before they attack. Granted, they still are ruthless. They still fire first without asking any questions, but murder is not an insatiable desire with Gunners like it is with raiders. Raiders do it for the pleasure of it. Raiders do it for fun. Gunners only do it when they feel threatened, when you step too far into territory that they have claimed for themselves. There are two major activities that drive all Gunner choices. The first is a lifestyle as mercenaries, and the reason for this is because the economy of the wasteland only accepts bottle caps. The reality of life is that Gunners still have to use bottle caps to purchase food, water, and lodging. Because of this, they work as mercenaries, and they're extremely territorial. As mercenaries, they sell their military services to the highest bidder. This is why we find them in the Hallucinogen building. The Gunners were not in Hallucinogen because they were scrounging for their own technology, or because they wanted to be there. The Gunner mercenaries were at Hallucinogen because they had a contract from a big buyer who hired them to retrieve some pre-war technology from Hallucinogen. The mercenary faction accepted the job because they wanted the caps. We also find Gunner mercenaries working on smaller gigs. For example, we find Gunner mercenaries guarding the roving trader, Dreth. These Gunner mercenaries are not hostile, because they're on the job. Their job is not to protect a location, to defend a fortification, to scrounge for scrap. Their job at that moment is simply to protect Dreth from hostiles. Dreth is a traitor, so it would not help their client to murder the people who came to her to purchase her goods. That's why they're not hostile. This tells me that the Gunners sometimes give their soldiers autonomy. Now, most of the time, we find the Gunners following a strict chain of command. Captain Bridget at Hub City Auto Wreckers reports to Captain West. Sergeant Lanier in Nuka World reports to Colonel Cypress. But based on this experience with Dreth, I believe that sometimes there are times of famine that the Gunners still have to get through. Well, there are not big spenders paying them to go to Hallucinogen or Green Tech Genetics, and instead the faction has to deal with smaller game, like wandering traders named Dreth. We also see this in the story of Sergeant Marks. When exploring the Gauntlet, we come upon her corpse, and on her body, we find her recon log. The recon log tells us that she was ordered to scout out the Fort Hagen area for a possible takeover. Note that this is, of course, an important location due to all of the pre-war technology at Fort Hagen, and the bunker underneath the Fort Hagen satellite array. She happened to come across a man whom she calls a civilian who asked for help. She says that the only reason she didn't kill him was because it wouldn't be worth the bullet. Instead, she goes after his family because he said that his family was heavily supplied. So she goes into the gauntlet to retrieve those supplies, not to give them back to the man, but to retrieve them for the Gunners. She made her decisions from a place of practicality, rather than from ethics or lack of ethics. It seems that the Gunners will send out solitary explorers quite frequently. We not only find Sergeant Mark's corpse inside the gauntlet, but in the Kolakar's arena we end up fighting two different Gunners. The first is a Gunner named Sabbath. This Gunner does not have a Gunner tattoo. Maybe he would recruit like Clint, who also doesn't have the tattoo. But this Gunner uses a stealth boy like Gunners tend to do, and is wearing Gunner clothing. The second is Commander Bear, a high-ranking Gunner who is wearing an entire suit of T-45 power. He also comes through the gauntlet by himself, and this one does have a Gunner tattoo. In such situations, I imagine that the Gunners will assign some of their members to specific tasks. A trader or somebody needing mercenary protection will contact the Gunners, and then the Gunners will take the money from the trader and then assign a soldier to that job. Another example is Wellingham in Diamond City. He contacted the Gunners and hired them to retrieve a pristine Deathclaw egg. We know that the Gunners aren't interested in having a war with large cities and settlements. They try to keep the peace with Good Neighbor, and they try to keep the peace with Diamond City because they respect boundaries.
In case you forgot, I left the Gunners for good.
Yeah, I heard. But you're still taking jobs in the Commonwealth. That isn't going to work for us. Listen up, McCready. The only reason we haven't filled your body full of bullets is that we don't want a war with Good Neighbor. See? We respect other people's boundaries. We know how to play the game.
And so they were happy to take the job from Wellingham if the caps were good enough. I imagine that at the end of a job like this, a percentage of the caps earned will be given to the Gunner boss, Captain Wes, to distribute amongst his troops. And then the mercenaries who actually did the legwork will get their own cut. But it doesn't end there. They're not just mercenaries. The Gunners are actually highly competent with technology. We frequently see them with the Soltrons and Sentry bots. They know how to hack into robots, they know how to repair them and refurbish them, and we know that they're constantly on the lookout for pre-war robots that they can salvage. We learned that from Captain Bridget's terminal at Hub City Outriggers. But they also use pre-war technology to set up some of the most advanced communication systems in all of post-war Boston. Yes, the Minutemen can communicate via radio, but the Gunners appear to be able to communicate via satellite. Either that, or they have a number of relay stations around the Commonwealth. We find a satellite dish on top of an overpass just south of Parsons Creamery. This is a Gunner fortification with a whole bunch of pre-war terminals connected to a ham radio. We learned from Sergeant Lanier's recon team that she actually explored out of range of the Gunner communications, which is something we would expect if she had a mobile handheld device or a ham radio that was trying to connect to a satellite dish. This also brings up an interesting question about satellites. After the bombs drop, are satellites still revolving around the Earth? Now I know that satellites have to constantly alter their trajectory to maintain orbit around the Earth. I would actually be surprised if satellites were able to maintain an orbit around the Earth for 200 years by the time the Gunners arrive on the scene. So are these satellite dishes bouncing off of satellites to complete the connection? Or are they just sending information from satellite dish to satellite dish? I'm not sure how the technology works, but what is certain is that the Gunners have mastered long-range communication, and they use it for their operations. Now the reason that they explore, the reason they send out recon teams, is so that they can become a more powerful faction by not only discovering pre-war technology that can make them a greater, stronger force to be reckoned with, but also by securing and holding places of strategic importance. We learned from the terminals at Green Tech Genetics that the Gunners arrived and immediately started to disrupt the place of useful technology. They were in the process of transporting it back to Gunners Plaza when the Pulitzer and the Soul Survivor arrived. But the Gunners took the Mass Bay Medical Center, not because of the technology that was inside of it, but because it's in the middle of downtown Boston, and it connects to the overpass that cuts through the entire city. It's a huge strategic win for the Gunners. This is the same reason that they occupied the Mass Fusion building before one of the other factions in the game wiped them out, depending on the choices you made during the Mass Fusion questline. Gunners Plaza itself is a location of extreme tactical importance for the Gunners because it's a former radio and television broadcasting station. With this as their headquarters in the Commonwealth firmly under their control, it greatly extends the reach of their communications around the Commonwealth. In fact, I'm actually surprised that we don't find Gunner Radio in the game. Even when you find a relay tower in the game and activate it, signals will appear on your Pip-Boy, but GNN, which has the largest relay tower in the entire game, has no signal. That's a bit of a missed opportunity in my opinion. Now, Gunners are not the good guys. They are ruthless, they are heartless, they make decisions based on the good.
In the Commonwealth banding together to protect ourselves and decide our own. We need someone who can bring the whole Commonwealth together in a common cause. I think you got it in you to be there. Come on.
I'll do it.
Good. Welcome aboard. I feel like this is a whole new start for you and the Commonwealth too. Don't worry. I'll be right beside you all the way. General.
I'm no general.
You're gonna have to get used to it. The leader of the Minutemen has always felt the rank of general. Our last leader was General Becker. After he died back in 82, nobody could agree on who should take his place. But one good thing about being the last Minuteman is there's no one to argue with him and say you're the new general. Now it's your job to make it more than a title.
Raiders, what do you think they wanted? Everything we've got at a minimum. Maybe also kill us all, or worse.
I'm having a lot of trouble with the raiders. Stealing our food and supplies. Do you think you can persuade them to lessen them?
I'll teach those bastards a lesson they'll never forget.
Personal log. United States Army Staff Sergeant Michael Daly. This past Saturday, October 23rd, while en route to West Stockbridge,
You know what we were gonna do
a
about it.
vertebrate crashed into the roof of this museum. Cause EMP following nuclear detonation. Day after that, several in Flaherty and Canoa were shot by from the intel I've gathered. Deaths of survivors was a global event. Then Brzezinski took off running. Haven't seen him since. Now, it's my turn to go AWOL, if that concept even applies anymore. My armor's fusion core is burned out, so...
Hardly worth my time.
Well,